Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Thursday, April 10th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, the Pinterest, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle. Yes, sir. Okay, that was a little fast. We got 2 on the table. Those flew out of there too. We got 4 on the table. Ooh, we got 5 on the table. Did you hear me? I went, ooh. 6 on the table. Why did I picture Julia Child just then? All right. Oh shoot, I don't even remember the last time we got this card. I think we got it 2 or 3 times ago, but we never really get it. It's elusive. All right. We got 6 on the table. Let's do 2 more shuffles. One more shuffle. 7 on the table. 7 on the table. Okay. An 8 with bottom of the deck. Look who's at the top of the deck, y'all. Anomaly. All right. I feel like I will always have a close connection to that card since I pulled that series last year where we had like, what was it, like 5 or 6 reads that was the same story ongoing. That was crazy. We got isolation. We got territory. If you ever want to go back and watch them, I can't even remember. May, June, July, maybe August. And I think a few of them I named the anomaly. And they would have been like, I think they were all in a row, like a couple days in a row. We got teamwork. We got scavenge. We got balance. Bond. Caching. And bottom of the deck, influence. Sorry, I was looking at the card. The caching card. All right, feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So someone is in isolation. This person is in their own territory. So I'm seeing like, okay, like just for an example, like I live here, right? So if I'm in isolation, I would stay in my condo, or I would stay in my town, which is Round Lake Beach, or I would stay in my state, which is Illinois. Like, however much of a quote unquote territory, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't venture outside those boundaries. And I'm getting more like town. So like someone's not traveling. Like they might go out to get groceries or get gas. I mean, I don't know what you need gas for if you're just going to get groceries every day. Somebody might work from home or maybe they don't need to work. But this person is definitely isolating within their own area. This could be someone that's part of a group. They all could be doing this. Okay, so I think for some it'll be a group and they'll be isolating together, okay, with the teamwork card. And for others, it's a group and they're not isolating together. Each, like if there's 5 people in this group, they're all isolating at their own like homes, their own places of residence, wherever that is. Whoever these people are, they're scrounging to find balance within, to find balance for themselves. I just heard upheaval, chaos. I heard some of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're trying to find stability. Again, balance. These are people that they all share a bond, so they're like a friend group or a family group or a group of coworkers, possibly even. And what do people typically bond over? People tend to like the same things or live in the same area, you know, live in the same building, work at the same place, go to the same grocery store. Hey, I know Ted. Hey, I know Margaret, you know. Whoever they are, they bonded over something. Something that they're hiding, okay? I just heard deep. That the lies go deep. I heard the word scarcity. Couple things with the influence card here with bottom of the deck. Um, these people, whoever they are, whoever this group is, they influence each other and they might be under the influence, okay? And that would, so if they're all under the influence, like they all drink heavily or they all do drugs or both, you know, whatever. Um if they're heavily under the influence, they're probably going to be easy to influence, right? Like each one of them will be able to influence the other just a little bit better. And again, whatever they're hiding, this is what they're trying to find balance from. This is what they're hiding it, but they're trying to get out of it. They're trying to get away from it. and find balance. So, I mean, take how it resonates. It could be any number of things. It could be it could be something really dark, you know, or it could just be something stupid, like, when we were kids, we stole a puppy from the pet shop and then, it ran away and died somewhere on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, it could be something just so stupid and ridiculous. It could be something sad. It could be something funny. I don't think it, I think for most it's something malicious. It's something that was whatever they're trying to hide, whatever they did, um, was with ill intent. The intent to harm. Now, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, whatever, it doesn't really matter at that point. Like, they're hiding something that they should have owned up to a long time ago. I will say this though, because I don't understand this kind of stuff. I don't understand this kind of stuff just because I don't understand these kinds of people. So you don't believe in God, you don't believe in a higher power. Because if you do, then you know that God sees everything. So whatever you did that was horrible and you're trying to hide it, God already saw it. So hiding it isn't going to do you any damn good. Because the one person you don't want to try and, or the one person, the one entity that you don't want to try and hide something from is God. Ugh. It's just a very it's not nice. It's just not nice. Now, if this is something that they did to another person or persons, and that person knows and that person is alive, and God knows, then what is there to hide? Why are you still trying to hide something? It's kind of funny because I was thinking about the ex best friend today, and I think I've told you guys. I'm assuming I've told you guys sometime last year that I'm pretty sure when we were younger that she was pregnant, the ex best friend, and that she had a baby. I believe she gave that baby to her cousin to raise. Um, I could be wrong about that. 1999. I remember spending the weekend at her apartment. She hadn't been living on her own that long. She had her job in the city. She had to take the train to the city, and she had this like shitty little 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment in McHenry, Illinois, and she had a pregnancy test there. I think it was, I don't remember if it was in the kitchen or if it was in the bathroom, but I was putting away some of her stuff and I saw it and I asked her about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta take that later." I think she took that test and found out she was pregnant. That's what I think. And I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. But yeah, um, there were some times over, the last few years when she would tell me things and I would be like, okay, like that doesn't make sense. Why would you be involved in that? That's not your kid. But she would always call this kid my kid. That's my kid. That's my kid. I think it was her kid. I really and truly do. And it was funny because back then, when she was living in that shitty little apartment, I mean, I still lived at home with my parents and I didn't drive. I didn't get my you're talking 1999, I was 19. I didn't drive until I was 30, y'all. Or 29. 29. I started driving. I got my car and I started driving. 10 years after that. So I wouldn't have been around a lot to notice if she was pregnant, and I wouldn't have probably noticed anyway cuz we're both big girls, you know? It wouldn't have been something I was looking for, you know? But it makes sense, you know? Like the timeline is there and the daughter has mental health issues, and now it makes sense because I realize the ex best friend has a lot of mental health issues, so it makes sense. Um, but the would be daughter would be in her 20s now, and like why at this point why would you still have to hide something like that? God knows, the kid knows, maybe, I don't know. It kind of gives off a vibe like that, like somebody with a deep dark secret, like this group has a deep dark secret and they're hiding it. Maybe they're witches, maybe they're bitches, I don't know. Maybe they're thieves. Maybe they're the big T. And part and I'm just going to say it, so that with the influence card, right, like I said, they influence each other, but they also are under the influence, whether it be drugs, alcohol, or both. They participate in that type of behavior to forget, but they don't forget. And I'll tell you why, because God's not going to let them forget. God's not going to let you forget when you pull shit like this. I don't even know how to describe this energy because it's not like it's dark. It's very quiet. It's like resigned. Like like as a kid, when I did something bad and my parents found out about it or whatever, and they'll be like, okay, we need to think about it, but we're going to talk about it later. It's kind of that feeling, right? Like you have this something looming over your head, like you don't know what's going to happen. Like, are they going to slap me? Are they going to yell at me? Are they going to ground me? Are they going to take away my allowance? Like what are they going to do to me, right? It's kind of like that energy, like quiet, resigned, like they're waiting for the shoe to drop. Like this group is just like, it's like they're on pause, like they're all standing there midair, like what's gonna happen next? My thing is God is pretty funny about that kind of stuff. So the shoe might not drop for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But when it does, when the shoe drops, because it always does, at some point the shoe always drops, right? Waiting for the shoe to fall. Is that the phrase? Or am I thinking of something else? Whatever. I'm going with it. That's what I've been saying. I'm going with it. He will make things be known in the most unlikeliest of ways. You know? Like, how do you find out about this? And and the only reason why a group of people would try to hide something is if something they did was really nasty and or illegal. Something that they can't look themselves in the mirror over, you know? Because otherwise, why would you care? How long before you just like, oh, okay, I did this, that, and the other, Like I was an idiot. I did this. And it's funny because I said they're like scouring around trying to find balance. And I just picture like when people get in dangerous situations and like they fall off that edge of the cliff and they're holding onto the cliff and their hands are moving through gravel and they're grasping and grasping and then they just fall, right? Because what is there to grasp at? Eventually it's just air. Like these people can't find balance. You can't find balance in yourself if you're not honest with yourself about who you are, and what you've done, where you've come from, where you've been. God's not going to give you the gift of balance. And I'm also being called to say, like, in a group, if you're standing in the background off to the side claiming, well, I didn't take part, I didn't know, I wasn't involved, I was just standing here watching. Yeah, you were just standing there watching. You are just as complicit. You are an enabler. You are a helper of misdeeds and misfortune. And God does not look kindly on that. I love it. I love it when people say, well, I didn't do it. I just saw it happen. You just saw it happen and you did nothing. Congrats. That's why they can't find balance. There's no balance. The only thing they have to balance themselves is whatever they're bonded to each other through. Whatever this is that they're hiding. That bonds them together. It's not balance, but it's something. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there because it's like I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day, evening, wherever you are. I'll talk to you later.